What next for the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, after the Sagana 3 meeting? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because let's face it, that Sagana 3 meeting is going to shape the 2022 politics in this country. And President Uhuru Kenyatta, for the first time, publicly endorsed Raila Odinga for the presidency. And four things are now clear. The first thing which is now clear is that 2022 politics is going to be a two-horse race between the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, and Raila Odinga. We are not going to have a third force. Someone like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will have to decide to either join Ruto side or Raila Odinga side. But 2022 is going to be a two-horse race. There's no debate about that. The second thing which is now clear is the fact that Raila Odinga is President Uhuru Kenyatta's choice for the presidency. I mean, very few people can understand what caused the fallout between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy. But the president is now clear. He has made his choice, who is Raila Odinga. Which means Raila Odinga is going to go into this election with the support of the president, the support of the deep state. And therefore, William Samoei Ruto is going to be President Uhuru Kenyatta's main opponent. In fact, 2022 politics is likely to be between Ruto and Uhuru. So Raila Odinga is Uhuru Kenyatta's choice. Number three, the first thing which is also very clear, is that the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, is also determined to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. Is he going to ensure that nothing is going to stand on his way? Is he ready to face President Uhuru Kenyatta head on? And the fourth thing which is clear is the fact that the Kikuyu votes will definitely determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. So in this video today, I want us to look at what next for the Deputy President after the Sagana 3 meeting. But before we do that, if you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Now let us get back to the main issue. What next for William Ruto after the Sagana 3 meeting? Because during Sagana 3 meeting, President Uhuru Kenyatta explained to his people in Kikuyu why he fell out with his deputy. According to the president, he claimed that the deputy president was dishonest, that he was doing certain things which, he could not put up with. So the deputy was dishonest, according to the president. Number two, he was also claiming that the deputy president was dishing out stolen money. So basically, he went on and gave the examples of churches. And you can clearly tell that the deputy president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, is telling people that as much as you are receiving this money from the man, they are stolen. He also claimed that, number three, that the deputy president crafted a deceptive campaign messaging. And he gave the case of farmers, in which case the deputy president has been faulting his government, yet when he was there, yet most of the problems facing agriculture actually began when he was the minister. So number four, he also claimed that based on the performance, William Ruto, any docket which was under William Ruto's supervision, actually encountered problems. Basically saying that in 2017, they had 50-50 government. So the deputy president had his share of government, and the president is basically asking you to go to look for those ministries which were being headed by William Ruto's allies and how they performed. And lastly, the president also explained to his people that he was not happy with the early campaigns, that the deputy president was just focused on his 2022 bid, even without considering the performance of the government. But what next for the deputy president? Because the president now, based on Sagana meeting, the president is likely to do several things. The first thing he's going to do is that the president is going to put his foot forward to do everything possible to stop his DP. Number two, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to put his money into this campaign because William Ruto's politics revolves around money, and he has exposed that his plan is to use money. So President Uhuru Kenyatta is one of the billionaires in this country. I'm certain that after Sagana, the president is going to put his money in all this. The other thing I know the president is going to do is to character assassinate the DP. President Uhuru Kenyatta dealt Raila Odinga a major blow in 2013 and in 2017 through Cambridge Analytica, to an extent that even now the president is finding it difficult selling Raila Odinga because of his own actions. I am 100% sure that even as we speak now, probably a team from Cambridge Analytica is already in the country just to deal with the deputy president. And I also know that President Uhuru Kenyatta is definitely going to take charge of Raila Odinga's campaign, because if anything is going to go wrong with that campaign, then it's the guy who is going to go home with egg on his face. But what next for the deputy president? Will the deputy president manage to defeat both President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga's forces combined together? In my view, this is what the deputy president should do next. The first thing is to wait and study President Uhuru Kenyatta's next move or strategy. William Ruto is a shrewd politician, but I've always stated on this platform that the only problem he has is that he's not patient enough. While the Sagana 3 meeting was going on, the deputy president was already planning a counter meeting at the same Sagana over the weekend. That's not the best way for me. If I were to advise the DP, what I would do, I would ask him to wait, avoid central Kenya, because the president has already gone there. I would wait and see how the ground is reacting, then make my moves based on the ground. Otherwise, emotional moves like going there because the president went there, in my view, is going to be counterproductive. Why am I saying so? The deputy president has been in the larger Mount Kenya region for 4 good years campaigning. President Uhuru Kenyatta has not been campaigning. So the president just held a single meeting and he wants to react. Why are you reacting? The best thing for me is that, for me, if I were to advise the DP, is that I would wait. Because time is not on President Uhuru Kenyatta's side, definitely the president is going to react. After Sagana, today they are resting, then there is the Jubilee NDC, then after Jubilee NDC, which is going to be both on Saturday and, on Friday and Saturday. Then on Sunday, probably the president is going to rest. On Monday, that next week, was enough for the DP to study President Uhuru Kenyatta's next move. Is he going to start calling the UDA aspirants? Is he going to start talking to them? Is he going to start focusing on provincial administration? What is his next move? If I were the DP and his advisors, I would advise him not to go to Sagana on Sunday. I would tell him to wait, study this guy's next move, because if anything, the deputy president has gone to the larger Mount Kenya region more than any other candidate. So there is no need for him to rush there. As we speak now, the only person who is going to lose in the larger Mount Kenya region is the deputy president. So the only thing he should do is to avoid massive losses, which means he was at 90%. So anybody leaving him would be benefiting Raila Odinga. So he should not be in a hurry. He should wait so that he can deal with the issues of undecided. Because so far, those who are going to vote for Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region, I'm sure by now, after Sagana, they've already decided. Then those who are going to vote for Raila Odinga after Sagana, or even before Sagana, have already decided. But there was a huge block of the undecided. And this is the block which the president is likely to target. So the DP should also wait and see how this undecided can be converted to his side. Moving there so fast is going to be counterproductive. That's number two. The deputy president must also re-strategize his communications strategy for the larger Mount Kenya region. How is he going to communicate? For example, I'm told that yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua organized youths, and he had intended these youths to cause chaos. But when these youths went there, they realized it was not going to be possible because the security was tight, number one. Number two, the people who attended that event were so many, so it was not going to be very easy for anybody to disrupt that meeting. Now, those kind of information should not be coming out of William Ruto's camp because it portrays a team which has already panicked. The fact that the president was in Sagana and the DP team, through their spokesperson, Dennis Itumbi, is stating that they are going to organize another event. So I think the deputy president team must figure out the best communication strategy, because if they are going to miss something, then they are going to have a problem. Let me tell you something which happened yesterday. While President Uhuru Kenyatta was addressing the residents of, the Mount Kenya at Sagana, he explained to them why he had the handshake. According to the president, his people in Nairobi were suffering. The deputy president was comfortable with that because for him, the deputy president was comfortable with that because a destabilized Nairobi was good for him. As long as the Luos and the Kikuyus were fighting in Nairobi, that was good for the DP because he would be able to mobilize the Kikuyus against Raila if that fight persisted. But for the president, that was not good. So basically what the president was trying to say is that you can't trust this guy. He considers his ambition more important than your own interest. So those kind of communications which you can pick through speeches is very important. So how is the deputy president going to react to these accusations which the president has actually leveled against him? That's going to be important. Number three, I also tend to think that the best thing for the DP now is to organize a counter Sagana meeting in central Kenya. Not what he's organizing in Sagana over the weekend. Just have a UDA meeting, a big one, in, say, Kiambu, maybe Thika Greens, or maybe that's Sagana, or maybe somewhere else. But have the people of the larger Mount Kenya region attend that event. Then allow the ordinary folks to speak. You know, President Uhuru Kenyatta's event yesterday was very funny. How many people spoke? Very few. So the DP can organize a counter meeting, but then the choice of speakers are going to be important. If, for example, he's going to organize a meeting, then invite Rigathi Gachagua to speak, invite Alice Wahome to speak, invite Kimani Ichung'wah to speak, it won't make any change or difference because these guys have been speaking for Ruto and against Uhuru for the last 4 years. So there's nothing new. But if you can organize another meeting, let's say, and identify some people who are now supporting him from the larger Mount Kenya region, let's say credible people, if there's a church leader highly respected supporting him, a woman like Betty Maina who defected yesterday was being President Uhuru Kenyatta's ally, you know, he can do that. He can identify a venue, organize a counter meeting, but then not really a rally where the residents of the larger Mount Kenya region cannot explain to their own people why they should not abandon the DP, maybe because the DP stood with them, maybe because Raila Odinga is buried this way, something like that. But doing what he's doing is going to be counterproductive. Organizing a meeting just because the president went there, it's not going to work. And number four, which he must also be very careful with, is that I tend to think that the DP must figure out how he's going to sustain the onslaught on President Uhuru Kenyatta. Let me tell you what's going to happen. After Sagana meeting and the declaration by the president, very few politicians allied to the deputy president will be willing to attack the president. Few of them will take the podium, but they'll direct their energy on or to Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga in the larger Mount Kenya region will not be President Uhuru, will not be the deputy president's problem. He has never been. The deputy president's problem is none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. So when you'll be evading the president and attacking Raila, and then the president decides to use that opportunity to go to the ground, win hearts there, what will you do? So in my view, the deputy president team must come up with a strategy on how they are going to attack President Uhuru Kenyatta and sustain that onslaught. The only disadvantage with that is that should something go wrong a bit, then the team is really finished. And lastly, which is very, very important, is that the deputy president must now take a roll call of his team, gather them, mobilize them, and unleash them. This is the moment for the DP to know and understand the real people who are standing with him. Because there's those who are just standing with him for the sake of it, but they are not going to do anything. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Again, for those watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. By the way, the response to the interview yesterday with Alang, or by the interview I held with Robert Alai, the feedback is so good. So I'm trying to look for a guest. I'm still waiting for Herman Manyora to confirm whether he's still in the village or he didn't come, because he must pass somewhere here. So if he'll make it here, he's our next guest. If not, I'm going to look for some other guest. It will be very difficult to get the guest, but we'll try the much we can to have guests to understand the politics here. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.